Hey guys, today I'm going to do Beyonce's astro chart. And for a while now, I've been debating if she's a Scorpio rising or Libra rising. A couple of years ago, I looked up her birthday because I was very curious. And I went through a forum because I couldn't find her birthday anywhere. So I went to a forum and I saw a lot of astrologers that were debating whether she was a Libra or Scorpio. But now there's a lot of websites that have the exact birth time. And I can't argue because I do believe this is the exact birth time based on her ascendant in Venus. She's got Libra ascendant 20 degrees and she's got Venus right there. People who have Venus right on the ascendant are very well liked. Okay, they have beauty, they have physical beauty, physical charm, personality charm. They just come across overall very, very nice people. And if they're not nice people, they come very well received. Their perks, their attitudes are very well liked by everyone. They're just completely charming. Selena Gomez has this placement. Angelina Jolie also has this placement. A lot of celebrities that are known to be charming and or physically beautiful, they got the Venus rising right there. Now, another thing that I thought was just very precise about her was that she's got Pluto 22 degrees Libra sort of conjuncting her, her natal Venus, and it's right there in her ascendant. And whenever you have Pluto there in the ascendant, it pertains to a person that needs to control all aspects of their life. They need to be in power, and Beyonce is very much of a powerful figure. She needs to be in control of everything in her life. You could just tell that she has this intensity, this willpower to control everything that goes on around her. So there's no denying that Pluto rising right there is completely, where it should be. And the Venus rising and Pluto and Venus, it gives a very intense relationship, okay? Makes them lovers that are very intense, and they will kill you. They will kill you. They're very prone to crimes of passion. Okay, when they like someone, they are like completely obsessed with the person. And you could see that with Jay-Z. Like Beyonce's completely obsessed with Jay-Z. So there's just no doubt that she is Libra rising. Now, remember, I always thought Beyonce was a Scorpio rising because she looks like my little cousin, and my little cousin's a Scorpio riser. So people that look alike, they tend to have the same placements or aspects of rising sign. But I always thought she was a Scorpio riser. The thing is that she's got Pluto right in the ascendant, and Pluto rules Scorpio. So she is channeling a very strong Scorpionic energy. So there's where a lot of people believe she's a Scorpio riser because of that Pluto right in the ascendant. Now, Libra makes her a perfectionist. I've seen her behind the scenes, dancing, doing her moves, and putting a concert together. And she's extremely, extremely picky. Okay, very picky. And I know she has a Virgo sun, and Virgos are also perfectionists, and they're very keen to little details. But Libras are very flashy people. They could be quite dramatic, and they like a lot of pop of color, and they like a lot of metallic colors. They're very flashy, okay? So Beyonce loves gold. Beyonce loves to have all these colorful, dramatic, entourage on stage, and she channels emotions like they're very, very well over proportionate and blown out of proportion in stage. So that's where that Libra comes from. Sometimes when there's something out of balance for Beyonce, she feels like she's lost control. Okay, she's out of control. There's something out of line, not only because of the Pluto, but because of the Libra. Everything needs to be in its place in order for her to be able to function correctly. So therefore, it makes her work harder, making her an overachiever. Now, Beyonce also has a Scorpio moon, 20 degrees in her first house. So anything she's thinking about, anything that she's feeling, she channels it through her face, her facial expressions, her reactions. Very reactive. And she also has Uranus in Scorpio 26 degrees, kind of, I'm not going to say conjuncting, but they're very close together. So her reactions are like sharp and they're unexpected, certain reactions you wouldn't expect from Beyonce, you know. And that's certainly where that Uranus placement comes from, next to the moon, you know, in her first house. Now, Uranus is in her second house, okay? And when you have Uranus placement in the second house, it could symbolize that, you know, the way you get money, it goes out the door, okay? It comes in, it comes out. Things that you value, you tend to change pretty quickly. Now, she's got Neptune 22 degrees in Sagittarius in the third house of communication, and she communicates Neptune. She channels Neptune very well. Neptune having to do with creativity, with music, with art. And in the third house, she's very good at channeling that art through her music and through her dancing. Now, Beyonce has Mars 1 degrees in Leo, and she also's got the North Node in Leo, 0 degrees. So North Node has to do with direction in life you're heading, and it's in the 10th house, because Leo falls right in the 10th house. So 10th house of career, reputation, and fame. It's no secret that Beyonce ultimately aims for the ultimate fame. Her career is everything for her. That's her drive. That's her direction. And also her drive, being Mars, is right there next to it. And it's propelling her to get there with Leo. And Leo's a very strong sign. It's a very fixed sign, very stubborn. Leo needs to be the center of attention and have the ultimate authority. And it's right there, you know, in the 10th house. And Mars, like I said, Mars is a warrior. And when you mix that with Leo, hey, you get Beyonce. So she's looked up as this fierce, you know, performer that needs to be in the spotlight, needs to be right on the top, and needs to be the leader. A lot of people see that Mars placement in the 10th house when they see her, you know, channeling a lot of aggressive and sassy energy. Mars rules Aries, and you could probably, when she's performing, you probably see that Aries side of her coming out, and she channels Sasha Fierce at times. Now, she's got the Sun in Virgo 11 degrees, and she's got in the 11th house of social networks, fame, and, well, yeah, the 11th house has to do with a little bit of fame, okay? Social networks, friends, long-term goals. So she's shining there with the Sun. She's shining in that aspect of her life in the 11th house. She needs to be, you know, the center of attention, being the Sun, kind of like a bonfire that radiates fire for everybody. That's what the Sun is in your chart. And right now it's when she was born, it was in her 11th house. Now, Beyonce, surprisingly, has a stellium in her 12th house. And this really did surprise me, guys. Really did. She's got 3 planets there. She's got them on Libra. She's got Jupiter 12 degrees Libra. She's got Saturn 9 degrees Libra. And she's got Mercury 2 degrees Libra. Now, Saturn in Libra pretty much likes to build relationships and usually has difficult relationships. But people who have a lot of activity in the 12th house, especially Saturn, natal Saturn there, usually have the most difficult life. Usually feel isolated, usually feel lonely. And in those of you who know about MK Ultra, a lot of these victims, of course, will have planets in the 12th house, in the 8th house, and usually sometimes in the 4th house of privacy. Because the 12th house very hidden, the 8th house is occult. The 4th, yeah, it's privacy. But 12th house is ruled by Pisces. It's ruled by the dreamer, by illusions, by the subconscious. And MK Ultra has to do with that. Has to do with someone else controlling your subconscious mind, causing triggers and multiple personalities and a fragmented ego. So my conspiracy side sees that in this astro chart. Can't help to see that. Beyonce doesn't look like she's got a very difficult life or growing up. Maybe she had difficulty, performing and disciplining herself, but that has nothing to do with that. Okay, this has more to do with something that's very secret. Very, very secret that nobody knows about. Now, planets in the 12th house could signify a lot of spirituality. And as we know, Beyonce is always flashing spiritual stuff, She's channeling Oshun, Mother Goddess of the Caribbean. She channels Sasha Fierce. She channels all these different kinds of alter egos. So she's loaded in the 12th house, and then she brings it out through Pluto in the first house, right in her horizon. Okay, when the sun is coming up, right in her ascendant. So she's the perfect candidate for this. Jupiter expands everything, and in the 12th house, it could expand this ability. And Saturn constricts. It's a discipliner. Okay, so it's disciplining all the expansiveness that Jupiter's bringing in. It's putting it, in order, and she's able to channel all these kinds of characters. She also got Mercury, which is a channeler itself, right in the 12th house. Venus rules Ochun in Europa culture, so it's right for her to channel it because Venus is right in her ascendant. So she is Oshun. She is, in an alter ego style, she is pretty much Oshun. She could channel her very well because she has that vibration in her chart. So spiritually speaking, Beyonce is Destiny's child. She is the Illuminati High Priestess Queen. Okay, perfect for the role that she has attained over the years. She has reached diamond status. There's a reason why the group was called Destiny's Child, because the child of destiny was in it. The one that could perform all these feats so perfectly, channel all these alter egos, yet not break. Has anybody ever noticed that she didn't have a very dramatic Saturn return? She was very well composed. And what kept her composed was that she was very driven by the North Node she has in the 10th house of fame. That Mars was pulling her there, that she had no time to experience her Saturn return. Now, Beyonce currently has Saturn transiting her 3rd house of surroundings, communications, siblings, of how she, communicates to people and all that stuff. So she's going to be dealing with all that kind of stuff as long as Saturn is in Capricorn, or at least till Saturn reaches like about 20 degrees of Capricorn. Then it'll go into her 4th house, and then she'll start dealing with stability and foundation in her life, which could shake her up a lot, because then it'll be squaring her natal Saturn in Libra. Now, she's currently having Jupiter transit her 1st house, which could make her pregnant. Anybody that has Jupiter transiting their 1st house could expand your body, make you fat, make you pregnant, and it could boost your ego. So if she's gonna get pregnant, she get pregnant again. Also, her moon is there in the 1st house. So every time there's Jupiter crossing over the moon, guess what? People become pregnant. Happened to Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner also has Scorpio moon. I did a video on her. Now, Beyonce's going to have a lunar eclipse in her 4th house, Aquarius, this month. And it's going to affect her foundation. So it's going to be a little shaky. There's going to be some endings in her family, maybe a family death if you hear of it. And, 4th house also has to do with comfort. So maybe there's an ending to her comfort zone she had. But there's also a beginning in her 10th house. Okay. The solar eclipse is happening next month in her 10th house of reputation, career, and fame. So maybe there's a new project coming at hand, or a new alter ego being born for the next 6 months, as eclipse energy affects you for the next 6 months. She also has a new solar eclipse that happened this month, and is in her 9th house of traveling, expansion, knowledge. So maybe there's something that she's taking in part of traveling the globe, getting to know more people. Maybe that's going to be the theme for these coming 6 months. Also, the fame theme. Now, Venus will be going retrograde in her 1st house, and it will be going retrograde on October and November. So she's got to watch out for her image, and if she's got to do any plastic surgery or any alterations to her alters, she's got to watch out, because it could backfire. Anytime that Venus is going retrograde, you really shouldn't be messing around with your image, because you're gonna have to be changing it once she goes direct. Okay, you're gonna have to redo it. So if you do surgery on your face or something, chances are when Venus goes direct, you're going to have to remove the surgery or redo it or tweak it, okay? Mercury will go retrograde this month for her in her 10th house, and she'll have to be rethinking about her image, about what she wants to portray, what's her next move in her career. Mars is currently going retrograde in her 4th house, actually falls in her 4th house of family. So there could be a little bit of issues with family members, trouble. You won't see it, because it's private, so you're not going to hear, especially from Beyonce, because she doesn't like putting her private life out there because it affects her public life. So for her, it's going to be a turmoil in her 4th house. Now, interesting enough, Uranus started shaking her 7th house of partnership a little way before he entered Taurus recently. Okay, he's been transiting her house for, I would say, her 7th house for like 2 years or 3 years or 4. And we could see how that has affected her with the scandal of Jay-Z cheating on her. And she did all that album dedicated for that. I think it was Yellow, the song. She did all that, and it was shaking her 7th house because he was being, unfaithful. And it will continue to be like that. Okay, it'll continue to be shaky till Uranus moves out of Taurus, I would say for, 5 years from now. Then, it'll stop shaking. Okay, guys, this has been the chart reading for Beyonce. If you guys want a chart from me, go to the description below. All the information is there. And I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoy this video. Love you. Bye. Now, Beyonce has Mars 1 degrees in Leo